What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I can study 10 languages in a day. So first off, I'm starting here with my app studies for French and Italian because I only study vocabulary for these languages through this app. I decided to do this because I felt like learning vocabulary for these two languages was better than trying to memorize grammar structures because they're Romance languages and I already have a Romance language background with Spanish and Portuguese and Haitian Creole, so I just already understood the grammar structures and I just wanted to focus on learning the vocabulary. So here I am completing the card sets for each language. This takes about I'll say 20 minutes for both. After I've studied vocabulary for Italian and French, I jump into Vietnamese. Now for Vietnamese, all I do is app studies as well, but this is different from Italian and French because the app studies that I do is with LingoDeer, which teaches me both grammar and vocabulary. So I'm getting both of those in a a way that's not too overwhelming. App studies with Vietnamese it feels like it's in a controlled environment being on LingoDeer because it introduces grammar in bite-sized chunks for based on topics. So it's really easy and it's not overwhelming. Vietnamese usually takes about 30 minutes for me. After Vietnamese, I get into my Finnish studies. This takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what I'm doing along with it, but usually about 45 minutes to an hour. And what I do for Finnish is I learn grammar and I learn new verbs. So you see me flipping through my pages here in my book because I've been learning the verb types for the different verbs. So basically, I use the same websites for Finnish. And by the way, I use websites for most of my languages now because I have just grown apart from buying so many textbooks. And so I've been finding and utilizing any really good free websites that I can for my target languages. And so for Finnish, I use a specific website that I can't remember the name of, but I am going to show you later on after this clip. And I apologize, guys, if I sound a bit awkward or like I'm trying to figure out what to say. It's because I am. I didn't make a script for this or anything. I just recorded these clips and I am speaking over them, just trying to express my thoughts in real time, but not make it so textbookish or too planned out. I kind of like to wing it with my videos a little bit. I feel like it keeps things interesting and more authentic, and you never know what you're going to say in the moment sometimes. You could be saying something, you could say something really cool or something really helpful or something really, I don't know, something that really captures the moment in an educational or thought-provoking way, So yeah. Thinking on the spot is something I really want to focus on this year because I find that I express myself much better when I type things out, when I write things out, but when I have to say something on the spot about a topic or anything, I just it takes me a while to think about what I want to say. I find that I better express myself through written or typed word. So I want to work on this. I want to be able to think quick on my feet, But anyway, back to Finnish. So The reason that I started learning Finnish again is because I've always loved the language. I find it really pretty and I find it really interesting and different and unique. And I didn't just start learning Finnish this year. I started Finnish a few years ago actually, and I put it on pause for a very long time just to focus on other languages that were easier, languages that had more use for me at the time, and languages that I felt more connected to emotionally and mentally, But I've decided that, like with all those other languages I was studying up the way at the time, I decided that now is a good time, better than ever, to get back into Finnish and to prioritize it a little bit more. It's not super prioritized even now, like I'm focused more on Chinese, Japanese, and Swahili, but it is back in my daily studies and it does have a place in my daily studies and priority. Okay, here's those verbs I was talking about. These are the ones I just wrote down. Again, it's the same website as this one that I'm showing you right now. This website here is the same one that I use for grammar. I'm really thankful to people who make websites for languages and put their heart and soul into it, because you can just tell, and then they make it free. So that's crazy. That's crazier, and I love it, and I'm so thankful. But yeah, here's the other here's the grammar side of that website that I was talking about. I just left the verb side of that website, and this is the grammar side of the website I was talking about. So here I am about to study verb type 6 for Finnish on that website. And when I started learning Finnish all those years ago, it was with Duolingo, and I didn't really know that there were verb types because I was using Duolingo and nothing else, which is probably on my bad, but I was just casually learning it at the time. But I didn't know anything about there being cases or verb types or noun gradations, I think it's called in Finnish. I didn't know anything about that because Duolingo didn't teach that. It just, at the time, what I thought it was doing was, I thought it was being helpful at the time, but it really wasn't giving me anything, to be honest. But I'm so happy that I'm learning now about all this stuff. It's like starting a new language for real. And yeah, so here's those notes, and I can check that off the list. Don't mind me with my afternoon coffee. I didn't show it on camera here, but I did complete app studies with drops. Okay, so from this point on, this is when the languages start to take a little bit more time, and you'll see how I accommodate for that in the next few clips. Once I get to Polish, Turkish, and Arabic, I start to focus on priority languages. I start to prioritize which language is ABC and so on. So I start with Turkish, and then I move to Arabic, and then I move to Polish. I always save the more important language, the higher prioritized language, for last when I get to the big 6 languages, which is Polish, Turkish, Arabic, Japanese, Mandarin, Chinese, and Swahili. So I cut them off into two sections of 3. So Polish, Turkish, and Arabic are in the newer languages. Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, and Swahili, they are the big 3. So I save those for the end of my studies. But as far as Polish, Turkish, and Arabic go, I start with Turkish, then move to Arabic, and then to Polish, saving most prioritized one for the end. And I start with the one that feels a bit more fun to keep it motivating, then that gets me through the next language I study, and then that's when I move on to the priority one. Okay, now I'm getting into Turkish, and my Turkish studies usually take about 30 to 40 minutes. They don't take that long, but what I've noticed is that I was a bit confused on how I should go about my studies for Turkish. I had the dilemma of not knowing what to do because the website that I was using, it wasn't so good for grammar like the Finnish website was. So what I had to do and what I had realized was that, oh, I can just do the same thing I do for Vietnamese, combine my grammar studies and my vocabulary studies into app studies. So that's what I started doing from this point on. I started doing app studies for Turkish as well, along with listening practice. So here I am using LingoDeer to learn grammar and vocabulary in a very bite-sized way based on topics, and this is really helpful. I've been using LingoDeer for the 7.5 years that I've been studying languages, and I just find it so good. And yes, I have the lifetime subscription. I got it immediately within the same year that I started learning. But anyway, so with my Turkish studies, I keep them minimal, which is another reason why it's so easy for me to study 10 languages in a day, because I keep it bite-sized for my new languages. You know, when you're passionate about a language, it's easy to dive deep into them every single day, like I did with Korean. I'm telling you, I was spending 9 to 17 hours studying Korean every single day. I didn't miss a day for the first 3 years. I'm telling you, I wish I had proof, but the first 3 years I didn't miss a day, and I was studying long, hard hours like I was at work. But with these languages, these aren't like passion languages for me. They're languages that I like and I find interesting in their own way, but they aren't like, I'm not super passionate about them yet, so it's easy for me to keep them small in terms of time management and goal-wise. So I keep my objectives really simple, and I keep the time allocated for them in tight windows. So that's another reason why I can study 10 languages in a day. And I can see how this can be found a little bit problematic, just studying languages because you like them, or you don't have it goes back down to personal reasoning why you're learning languages. So I have my own personal reasons, and recently I've been sharing for different languages, especially my new ones, of why I'm studying and learning those languages. But I can see how, to an outsider, it may look like I'm just trying to collect languages or that I am ADHD, because I am. But I think that what I'm doing is good. It's good to work in small bite-sized bits for now with my newer languages, while I focus on my priority languages, which are Chinese, Japanese, and Swahili. And then when I am at a high enough level and I can prioritize the other 4 or 5 new languages, I can start making the goals more specific, more detailed, and I can start allocating more time for those. But for now, I am maintaining them and growing them tiny by tiny until I'm able to focus on them and start expanding with them, And here it is, the wrap up of the lesson of what I've written down for LingoDeer for Turkish. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to practice my pronunciation skills with the song Tordu Dunya, but she passed away. Okay, I have my alphabet chart here. This song is going to take a little bit to start, so I'm going to skip ahead. Okay, so now I'm getting into my Arabic studies, and at the time of this recording, it wasn't true, but at the time of me doing the voiceovers, it is now true. I have paused Arabic because I noticed during these studies that it was gonna take a lot more mental power and focus for me to just learn the alphabet even. So I don't have the time or focus to prioritize Arabic as I would like to, or as much as it needs. So I've paused it now, but I still want to show you guys that during this time what I did and that it was still active at this time. So what I did was I used a website, like I said, and I learned the alphabet. So each day I went lesson by lesson and I learned a new letter, and I got as far as right here with Jim, Ha, and Ka. I don't remember what letters those are equivalent to in English. But yeah, I got that far with learnarabiconline.com. And okay, now guys, I'm getting into my Polish studies. This is my notebook, Polish. The next empty page. I want to jump right into grammar first, so next page available. Alright, so this is where my studies start to take a little bit more time, because with Polish, my studies takes about an hour to an hour and a half. What I want to share here that I didn't share in my Polish post where I shared why I was learning the language. You know, right? Why am I learning the language? And then I gave a reason why, but the meaning behind the why. So a lot of people don't know, even I myself just found out recently that Polish and Haiti have history. So I am Haitian on my mom's side, and Polish, long time ago, you know, Polish was sent to further enslave Haiti and its people. And when they got there, since Poland was already facing their own independence issues back in Poland, they decided, hey, we're not going to help, I think it was the French, we're not going to help you French people further enslave Haiti and Haitians. So they teamed up with Haitians and fought back against the French, and they won. So yeah, so that's basically the history. Poland was sent to Haiti to further to do France's dirty work of slavery, and they were like, nope, we're not going to help you do this because we're facing the same thing. So they helped Haiti out, and Haiti in return thanked them for helping them and helping them win by giving them, you know, the ability to buy land and ability to live there, you know. And so now in Haiti, there's a community of Polish Haitians, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's really beautiful of two countries coming together, facing the same thing, and, you know, basically going from enemies to lovers. So yeah, that's the main reason. That's the reason I wanted to learn Polish, to, in my own way, thank Poland for that really beautiful teamwork. On that post, I got a lot of support from Polish people, and I got some that were like, oh, you don't have to do this because Polish is so hard, you do not have to do this. And despite it being hard, I enjoy that it's a challenge. So I'm going to continue at my own pace, and I'll keep you guys updated, of course. My Polish studies, by the way, like I said, they take about an hour to an hour and a half. And what I do is I use the website Course of Polish to learn the grammar. Right now I'm focused on the nominative case for nouns. Okay, so now that we're moving into the last big 3 languages here, this is when it takes even more time for me, because now I'm heavily grammar focused and I'm heavily listening practice focused for these, and it takes time to hunt out new verbs inside of my dictionaries for them. So this one takes a little bit more time. I'd say it takes about an hour each language. So that's 3 hours right there already. Friendly reminder to not forget to take your language breaks, because those are super important, guys. I don't care what you're doing or where you've stopped at. Always remember to take your language breaks. In this clip, I'm playing Cult of the Lamb on my Switch. I love that game so much. And I just got Woolhaven, which was a DLC for the game. Oh my god, it's so fun. It's so good. I don't like the little bugs that I've come across, but other than that, it's a really fun game. I love it so much. I have so many hours on it already, and I just got it like a couple months ago, and I'm already like over almost 200 hours. I love it. So guys, I just finished my Swahili studies, and I just wanted to come on here and show you that it took me 30 minutes, as you can see, 30 minutes, 30 boom, to complete this exercise here for the question word mini, and to do a journal entry here in my Swahili journal book. So yeah, those 2 things. And I did app studies as well. So those 3 things took 30 minutes. We are officially in the big 3. Well, the big 2 now, because I already finished my Swahili studies. But yeah, Swahili takes about 30-45 minutes. But for Japanese, it takes about an hour to an hour and a half. It doesn't take that long these days, actually, because of the method that I'm using now. So my method for Japanese is the same method I use for Chinese, so you will definitely hear overlaps. So for Japanese, I start off with vocabulary, which I use in my Japanese dictionary, and basically I go through each like letter, A, B, C, D, and I hunt for verbs, and I highlight those verbs, and then I put them into Quizlet. Quick note I want to say on here, I am not, on this clip by the way, I am not using ChatGPT to learn the grammar. I use the JLPT website, I think that's the name of it. Let me check. Yeah, the JLPT Sensei website. Why I was on ChatGPT here is because there wasn't enough examples that I understood. So I went on ChatGPT and asked them to make some in 5 and 4 ranging examples using the grammar. So that's what I'm doing here. But anyway, so after I finish hunting for verbs in my Japanese dictionary and putting them into Quizlet, which I do Monday through Thursday, and on Friday I review the ones from the week. So I'm always doing, it's mostly learning new ones, and then it's reviewing those ones I've learned. After I've done that, then I jump into my Japanese grammar with the JLPT Sensei website. And I learn about 1 grammar a study session, sometimes 2. Now, my Chinese clips are popping up here, and like I said, it's pretty much the same thing I do for Japanese. So with Chinese, I start off with Chinese vocabulary, and I get into my Chinese dictionary, highlight the verbs, put them into Quizlet. Then I go into I get into the grammar aspect of my studies, and I use this website called All Set Learning, and this is where I learn my Chinese grammar. So right now I'm in HSK 2 grammar, so I've been learning grammar for that level. And I'm also, for Japanese, I'm in N4 grammar, so I'm learning grammar for that level. That's basically the gist of it. And while I'm learning vocabulary and grammar for both of these languages, I'm also watching something on the screen in Japanese, listening to something in the screen in Japanese, or Mandarin Chinese, depending on which one I'm on at the time. I like to watch about 1 to 2, maybe 3 videos per language, even for Swahili. But I like to keep it at 1 to 3 videos of listening practice, and one of those listening practices has to be one that's specifically designed for teaching Mandarin or teaching Japanese or teaching Swahili or teaching the language. And then the other ones can just be content in that language, you know? But yeah, that's my studies for Chinese and Japanese. They both take around the same time. I do the exact same things for them both. So, oh, and app studies. For Japanese, I use the app YouSpeak, and for Chinese, I use the app Hello Chinese. You know, and on occasion, I will use drops for them both as well with learning vocabulary, but I usually like to stick to those language-specific apps for each of them respectively. Well guys, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this helps you understand how I can study and learn 10 languages in a day. If you're interested in more content that I now have a posting schedule of long form content will be posted on Monday. And I will also be posting other stuff on Wednesdays, but Mondays are for my videos. So I hope you look forward to those, and I will do my best to keep on them. And right now I am in the process of doing something secret. I'll share it another time, but that is heavy my priority, so I will try to my best to keep up with my posting schedule while in the midst of this life change. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give the video a like. Maybe do the little new thing they have where you cheer for it, you cheer it on or something. But yeah, see you guys in my next video.